we will next invite to the stage Paul Aguraiuja, who is an Estonian producer, and he's behind the most expensive Estonian TV series to date, The Pank, which the industry here has said that there will be TV before The Pank, and there will be TV after The Pank. So the case study about how to produce such high-quality content in a small country that has very small production capacity is what he will be exploring. And Paul, I'll invite you to stage. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm a film producer. First, before we start, I would like to show you the trailer of the TV series that I made, and it's just started being broadcasted here in Estonia, and we are sort of slowly expanding to other territories as well. Are you ready to show the video? Thank you, please do.
Aeg tiksub üle.
So, what I want to tell you today is something really practical. So basically, as this is the first ever TV series that I produced, and also all the people that I'm working with on this TV series, it's the first time ever we have been doing television. And also when you take Estonia as a really small country, then this is the first time ever such a big TV series is produced here. So, we started 3.5 years ago with absolutely no knowledge, and with a bunch of first-time evers. We had to face a lot of challenges. We had to actually figure out how do you take this kind of series outside. It's a really established industry in the whole Europe. People know what they're doing. Here, we don't have any knowledge, as I said. So when we started, the biggest issue was to find co-producers for the series. To give you an example, let's say all the big boys, they're playing on one field. We don't even have any access to that field. We have no place to go. Nobody is letting us into that field. So I started simply trying to figure out the ways. What should I do? How should I get in? And I didn't find the answers. When you come from a really minor country that has only less than 1 million people speaking your language, your possibilities for getting information even about how actually the industry works, how do you actually sell your TV series, how do you find co-producers for it, it's insanely limited. So we had to start by learning everything from scratch. I felt like I believe most of us, we have all received those lovely letters from Nigeria that, hello, I have this 40 millions, I need to put it somewhere. I felt like one of those guys. I was simply sending out tons of letters to commissioners, to heads of acquisitions, just to get some kind of attraction. What do people think about my project, about my TV series? I had no success. Basically, we were going into production, I was still lacking half of the budget. Luckily, I was able to finance the whole series with, not whole, half of the budget. Half is government support. It's Estonia, Republic of Estonia 100. But the second half of the budget, I was able to finance with private investments, loans, and charity and marketing corporations. So basically, it's half public money, half private money. We had the series made. And now when I have actually entered the market with the series, it was rather easy to sell it to our lovely neighbors because of the cultural friendships. They understand. The Latvians, the Finns, really easy to go. If I even start to go, let's say, one country further, I am facing again the issue of being from a small country. Also, to give you an example, if you take Sweden, they had a huge problem that it's in a language they are afraid to show. They were afraid that people who are watching the mainstream television, they simply are not used to watching shows in a language most likely they have even never heard of. It's really well known that television is dominated by very few languages. And part of it, it's the reason, and part of it, I would say it's a threat that we are all used to watching mostly English language series. All the TV channels, they prefer to acquire English language series. And plus there are a few minor more European languages that get bought much more easily. I have faced exactly the same issue talking to other TV channels as well. To my luck, the first deal, international deal we made was with a US network. So that has somehow validated my series also in Europe. So if the Americans are willing to buy it, are willing to buy something in a language that less than 1 million people speak, then it validates it also for the Europeans. I would say that's kind of bullshit. It should not be that way. So now when I'm working on my next series, after all the 3.5 years of this lovely Nigerian letters, I actually know the people. I already have some people to write to. So now they are actually listening to me. I can go and talk to them about my new series. Then I still face the same thing. The people are a bit worried that we come from a country that nobody knows anything about, nobody has heard the language about. The story we're telling about is so deeply rooted in our own history, even though the ones who have seen Pank say it's an amazing story. They love the series, but still, sorry, can't take the risk. So, for the future, in my dream world, I would somehow like to see that there's a scheme, there's some kind of a system that the European broadcasters are encouraged to show television content also in languages their audiences are not used to hearing. That would help us so much. And at the moment, I'm talking only about the Estonian context, only about my personal journey and about this series. On festivals where the Pank has been, I have talked to a lot of producers from other European small countries. They face exactly the same issues. They simply cannot get out because of the language issue. The acquisitioners are afraid to buy non-English content. So, as we all should go for a lunch, I will end really quickly. So in the future, I would really like to live in a dream world. Also, when I'm watching television, I would like to watch series that are not always in English. They're not in German or not in French. There are so many other beautiful languages. And now, when I've been talking to also the heads of acquisitions or heads of co-production from other major TV channels, they're telling me the same thing. They also want to show them. But simply, there's the money issue. They cannot take the risk. So if you are willing to somehow talk about it, think about it, how should we support the TV channels who want to buy it? How can we support the producers who want to do those kind of TV series, TV content, but they're still afraid to take the risk? Then really, I would like to start that dialogue. Thank you.